Thanks, Cyril. In this week's edition of Better Grades, we are finding out why it's not too early to start thinking about summer. And it's not because that's when we can go on vacation. No, we're actually talking about planning to make sure students don't learn all the knowledge they've gained during the school year once class is dismissed for the season. Lauralee Burgess of Oxford Learning joins us this morning to explain. Good morning.
Good morning, Heidi.
I have to admit, I like thinking about summer.
Yes,
right?
me too.
But when it comes to students, why is it important to start thinking about summer now?
Well, oftentimes we figure that summer is a break, so summer's a time off school and we don't really have to do anything academic, but your brain doesn't shut off in the summer. So it's really important to think about how kids are going to spend the summer so that you're keeping that momentum going and you're keeping that muscle exercising. So how much learning can you lose over the summer if you don't keep that muscle exercising? Well, studies show that students can lose up to 2.6 months of grade level equivalency in math, especially, so computational math skills. Reading is not quite as high because reading tends to be something that we can incorporate a little bit easier into the day, whether it's, encouraging kids to read every day. Excuse me, whatever the case may be.
Like books or whatnot,
Yeah, so 2.6 grade levels.
Wow, that's a lot.
Computational math skills, so that is a lot.
And when kids come back then from summer vacation, summer break, it means that teachers probably have to play catch up a little bit then.
Absolutely. So again, same studies show that teachers are spending between 4 and 6 weeks reteaching some of that material, because kids have lost that over the summer.
Wow, okay. So we're talking about it a little early, but there's a reason, because now's a good time to start planning. What kinds of things can parents start planning now?
Well, now is the time when people are thinking about summer camp. So what are you going to do with your kids for the summer, and what sorts of activities are they going to be in? So if we can take a look at the types of camps that you're enrolling them in or what those activities are, it's a really great way now to plan to prevent that learning loss over the summer.
So what are some good camps? What are you looking for in a good camp?
So things like structured activities, keeping that momentum going. So it doesn't necessarily have to be, full education camp, but there's all sorts of different things to choose from. So there's science camps or computer camps, robotics, Lego, art camp, anything like that that's more structured and not just sort of free play all day. Will certainly help, but incorporating some of those academic skills into their day, into their summer as well, and not a completely
not a free-for-all.
Absolutely.
So if you can't go to camp, though, however, like say you can't afford it, what are some things that parents can do at home that are easy and free and can keep the learning going?
Yeah, so there are lots of free activities that kids can engage in the summer. The library has a great reading program, so kids can get stickers and stamps and different rewards for books that they read, so that's a great way. So check out the library. Implement reading, math as part of the daily routine. So even if they are home for the day, make sure it's not something where they're just sitting in front of the computer or the TV all day. Have a certain time of the day where they read for 20 minutes or half an hour, or practice their math skills, those kinds of things. So.
And I know I've heard things like writing a summer journal or something is always a good idea.
Absolutely. And if that's part of the daily routine, then that's great. So if they're writing a little bit every day, reading a little bit, incorporate a little bit of math. It doesn't have to be a long time. Kids are typically in school for 6 hours.
So it doesn't have to be 6 hours a day.
No, absolutely not. But make it part of, whether it's half hour or an hour a day, and it can be spread out throughout that time. But make sure it is something that you are keeping up with, because you'll certainly notice a difference come September if they are keeping that momentum going, as opposed to doing nothing.
Now, kids, here's a tip that I learned. If you write a summer journal, then when your first assignment happens to be write about what you did this summer, it's already done. Just a little secret to pass along there that I learned in my school days.
Make it easier. Absolutely.
Oh, does that defeat the purpose? I don't know if it does.